What's for lunch today?
Hey, that's my line. Babe, what do you want?
Chicken satay with peanut sauce.
Yes, chef.
Peanuts. Sounds good, but
Well, welcome, chef, to my kitchen, my
Thank
tiny
you.
little kitchen. You may know this, guys. Andy Cooks. Amazing channel. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
When was the last time you were in London?
12 years ago was the last
Wow.
time, and it's bringing back some great memories. I love this market, so it's cool to be back here.
You always cook for everybody else, so let me cook for you. Chicken satay.
Yeah, one of my favourites. I love satay, especially when I'm hanging out in Singapore, so I want to see how it's done properly.
Oh, brand new on the menu. Let's go. I'm so excited you guys are here. I'm dying to cook this one.
Awesome.
When was the last time you had satay?
Proper satay, I don't know, we're in Singapore like
A year ago.
a year ago.
It
so,
would have been then.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed your time in Singapore.
yeah, I love Singapore.
Yeah.
Great city.
I did hear on one of I have to call you up on it. I did hear you say on one of your episodes that you said Singapore was boring.
Oh,
I'm going to pull you up on it.
so, I made,
You did. You made that comment.
It doesn't get past you, does it?
No, nothing
The
does.
food, though. The food's
The food's great.
All right, let me get these peanuts roasting. I can see why people might say that, but like me is obviously like I explore it as a local.
Yeah, I think it's like the best place for a stopover. Like, because it's like 2 to 48 hours.
We'll agree to disagree, but it can never be boring for me. It's like home away from home. So I'm going to quickly make up some satay marinade. For those of you who don't know, this is galangal, also known as blue ginger. You can get this in the frozen section. It's quite tough to cut, so make sure you cut things on an angle and use a nice sharp knife. This is going to give a really fragrant note, like lemongrass, into the marinade. Do you get galangal where you are based?
Yeah, we get a lot of the Asian ingredients.
Oh,
pretty
amazing.
easily, which is good. And when I used to work in London, a nickname from all the Chinese wok chefs was Galangal.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, 'cause I
No
was
way.
the white guy, you know, like.
My nickname for my dad is always an egg.
An egg.
Yeah,
You're an
white
egg.
on the outside, but yellow on the inside, yellow at heart. Yeah, so I'm going to get this all blended up. Plenty of lemongrass. So what brings you to London? Are you sampling of the London food scene?
Yeah, but just to come to Mei Mei's and hang out. And
Okay, yeah, there we go.
yeah, it's been so long since I've been back here. Caitlin wanted to come to Europe, so I kind of turned it into a holiday into a work trip, which she's not very happy about, but that's it.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure this satay's worth it.
okay, excellent. Now, I've always wanted to travel here with Andy, so we used to live here. And this is the first time sort of, exploring London together.
Because you used to be the chef at St. Ali, right?
But
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I think that was when roughly around the same time I came to London to be a chef, actually.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a while back. Yeah.
Where did you come from?
I am from Singapore, but I grew up outside in Berkshire.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where I trained to be a chef up in Bray.
Yep. Yep.
And then came to London, worked in a few Michelin around here, burnt out quickly,
Yeah.
as you do back then.
Yeah.
And decided that I just love being a chef. Like, even though I did burn out, I loved it.
Yeah.
And what about you? Do you enjoy being a chef?
I do. I love it. And I love I was here for like 6-7 years and worked all over the city, and then same thing, kind of burnt out and had to leave London just to get away from it.
I feel like we all need to leave and then come back.
Yeah, come back. It was pretty crazy back then, though. Like, it was,
It was tough.
Yeah, it was tough.
I even had like nightmares about it, where it's like doing 100-hour weeks, deep cleans every single night, finishing late. But I think the hospitality is like, it's completely changed now.
Yeah.
I mean, if I get these guys to do anything more, then they'll be like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, they're all smirking. In the background. They know it.
You're like, 100 hours? What are you talking about? It's just stupid. You're not wrong either.
Get these shallots in as well. So it's a real fragrant marinade. Got some fresh turmeric, fresh lemongrass, galangal. These shallots are ginormous, so I'm only using a few.
Yeah. Does any of this stuff grow in England?
We get some of our speciality ingredients from Asia.
Yeah.
knockoffs. You've got to get the legit stuff, otherwise get called, you know, you're not authentic, which is a real tough one, being based in London.
Yeah. I guess a lot of aunties would say that you're not being authentic using a...
I do have a pestle and mortar, but the thing is, look at the size of that compared to the size of that. But also when you're serving, compared to aunties, like when you're serving hundreds and hundreds of people every day, you've got to use the technology, embrace it. Right, I'm going to add a little bit of spices in there now. So that's like the fragrant sort of base of it. Kind of goes all sort of like this mushy. And then I've got some toasted fennel, seeds in there, coriander. Let's give that sort of roasted flavour.
Much easier.
That's the video done. Oh, it's much easier. If I was doing this all video, it does look real dodgy. There we go. So you're after just sort of a lovely paste.
Nice.
That is all nice and smooth, got this wonderful fragrance. But smell that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, stick your face in there. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's like, I probably could go a little touch more turmeric, but the fresh turmeric will still have a good punch. So we're going to make some chicken satay, and I love using chicken thigh. I don't like using, thank you very much, Chef. I don't like using breast, dries out too quickly. And the thighs are perfect because they have that nice slight layer of fat on them from the skin. And I also love using mutton.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites.
Flavour. You do see much mutton here in England? Or is it mainly lamb?
You know what? I do, but it's not as common as lamb.
No.
I prefer using mutton, especially for this dish, because you can put all loads of spices like cumin and coriander, really get it in there.
And it takes it.
It tastes great. Just need to check on my nuts.
Don't burn them, Chef.
Not burning them.
No.
My nuts are good shimmy.
Why is it always nuts that get burnt? I like every now and then you're like, oh, they're good. Then
It's that
2 seconds.
sesame seeds.
It's like two seconds later.
It's like that milk that's on the stove. It's not there. They're gone. It definitely needs a couple more minutes. I'll probably definitely burn them after that. I'll get distracted by something.
I'll do my best to distract you now.
Andy's here to cause trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to slice up the chicken. So there's two different ways you can do this. You can marinate the chicken beforehand and then put it on the skewer. But I'm a little time pickle here, so I'm going to skewer this chicken and then I'm going to put the marinade on. And I'm just going to cut this up into little chunks so they're skewable sizes. And I think everyone confuses that satay is for kebabs.
Yeah.
Satay in Singapore is always actually quite small little nibbles. I don't know, did you make it to Satay Street when you're in Singapore?
I don't think we did, no.
Oh, it's one of my, it's an experience.
Yeah.
So La Pao Sat in Singapore, fairly central. 7 o'clock, they close off around the hawker centre.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many stalls, but they come out with their barbecue little stands, and they'll just be like, you know, they'll be doing hundreds of satay. All these different stands doing. There'll be satay, there'll be prawns, and they put out all these tables and chairs in the middle of the street, and then. Of course, there's people walking around with beers and towers of beers. It's a real event. But the satay, I think, would only be like that sort of big.
Yeah, well.
Really, really small. But if I sold that here in
you get slaughtered, wouldn't you?
Google reviews would be all over me. But you would end up they'll say, how many would you have? And some people order like hundreds.
Yeah.
Can you imagine making hundreds of service? Like, oh, I've only got like 1,000 on orders, chef. That'd be crazy. So I'm going to just put the satay marinade on there and then just get hands on, squeeze it all on, making sure it's really well incorporated.
So if someone asked you 5 years ago that you'd own your own restaurant and be making YouTube videos, what do you think you would have said?
Well, I think before we opened the restaurant, we did actually have our YouTube channel back then. Yeah. We started our YouTube channel very early days in 2016.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
but it was just like me cooking at home when our, back then our baby was asleep. So it was like finish work, come back, shoot. Yeah, it was just like it was an expression of creativity. We loved it.
Yeah.
How did you guys come across YouTube and?
It was COVID, really. We both lost our jobs in Melbourne at the start of COVID, and we drove to the Sunshine Coast. And I was always a big consumer of food content.
Yeah.
And it was
you only watch YouTube, really.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I can do that. And then, yeah, your nuts,
We had
chef.
No.
Oh, my nuts, yeah. See, this is why I need an extra chef. My nuts are good. My nuts are good. Don't worry. Our nuts are good.
I did love that moment of terror on your face. Though, yeah.
But that was just genuine.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't let, after all that chat. I told you I'd get distracted because we're talking about, YouTube now.
Yeah.
But so you started doing YouTube food content.
Yeah, I mean, I started making short form videos and then kind
Yep.
of progressed from there, and yeah, it's kind of gone pretty well.
And I have to ask you, like, you cook a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you come up with what you're going to cook next?
Yeah.
You seem to cover everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I do always not struggle, but it's always a process. But
Yeah.
I just love food. I love exploring food from all around the world. So it's there's literally millions of recipes, isn't there? So
It's
it's so easy to kind of.
so much to pick.
And I think that's like the benefit of being very broad in what I do is that
Yeah.
I can pull inspiration from everywhere.
Exactly, and it's a learning thing. Like, I think if you don't do it right, the people in the comments are gonna let you know. And,
I just
you learn
did.
from it.
I just learnt the hard way doing a Rogan Josh video.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
You get
I've just been literally like.
slaughtered.
Yeah.
I don't think the video is as popular as, like, say, yet, but it's like, I put in coconuts and curry leaves.
Yeah.
Only because I had coconut going, and I love that flavour of coconut in curry.
Yeah.
And I had curry leaves going dry because we're going to Singapore tomorrow, so I was like, I've got to use these up. Curry, no. I definitely need to go do a trip to
To India.
India now.
But there's like certain cultures that are like super passionate about food that are more aggressive in the comments than others. So India is definitely one of them, and Italians also.
Oh, yeah.
And Singaporeans.
And Singaporeans, yeah.
For the honey chicken rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like, as a white guy cooking all this stuff, I have to be pretty cautious that I.
We just got to be humble about it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. That's your approach, where it's that you can go hands up.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get right. I'm going to
Yeah.
do better. But now that we saved my nuts, we're going to blend up the peanut sauce. We've got some satay going, but of course, satay needs to be marinated for at least 24 hours. So here's some I made earlier. Chefs, can I have the satay, please?
Here's some you made or the team made.
Quiet you. You know how it is when you're the chefs in the kitchen. It's the best thing. It's like
I'm just jealous because I don't have anyone doing my prep. I gotta cook all my own stuff.
you don't have anyone prepping for your videos. Nuts going in. Add a little touch of oil just to help it blend, and some soaked chilies. How spicy do you like your peanut sauce?
Oh, look, I'll go pretty hard.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, she's acting tough.
I'm
But
learning. I had 0 spice tolerance.
Okay,
before
don't worry,
I
I'm-
met Andy,
I'll-
and it's slowly getting better.
I like my peanut sauce to be more on the sweeter side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And a bit more like a gravy. So I'm gonna add a touch of tamarind for a bit
Yeah.
of sourness. I find
I
that's
thought that
really.
was Bovril for a second. I was like, what is going on?
Can you imagine?
Can't wear out.
Yeah. Salt and sugar, some garlic. Lemongrass is just so key in this dish.
Yeah.
You need that sort of citrus but sourness and fragrance in the satay and the sauce. So something that you've not eaten in London for a long time, what are you after?
Ooh, that's a good question. Pie mash and liquor.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Let's say, sadly enough though, those
Can't
places
get
are
it.
shutting down so quickly.
I had salt beef bagel yesterday as soon as I landed.
Down Brick Lane?
Yeah. That's like the best. Yeah. I like got off straight there. Give me
Straight there?
Yeah. Give me a salt beef bagel.
See, as soon as I'm off a plane from Singapore, the first thing I go and get is a fried carrot cake.
Yeah.
Because I can't get that here.
No, and we've had that. We had it.
we?
Yeah, the white one and the
White and black one?
black one.
Oh.
In that first hawker centre that we shot at, it blew my mind. That I was like,
It sounds weird because obviously you have this preconception of fried carrot cake,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, it's completely different.
completely
Yes,
different.
that's
But
right.
I remember eating the white version when I was very, very young. Like I'd annoy my parents, the hell out of my parents, so I'd always pick out all the carrot cake bits and then leave all the rest. And they're like, no, eat your egg.
I remember saying to you, you should make that here, and you were like, oh,
We did make it here. Yeah, I think, I remember us speaking about this before, but we did do the fried carrot cake, but there were so many different ways of doing it. Like, obviously you got the white version and the dark version being with a sort of sweet, like, sauce base, with very dark molasses flavour. But we basically were just getting too many, like, we have this the same with honey sugar. It's so many ways you can kind of like, people have it a bit eggier, a bit more sticky, or it wasn't enough wok for them, obviously if we went from production. So it was really tricky, like balancing. I'd always say this is how I like my fried carrot cake. But also it was a real pain to make.
Okay.
Just because you have to, the carrot cake base being the radish, you have to steam it, cut it, set it, and then you need to use loads of it. And it just got too troublesome for my liking.
Yeah.
I like to have nice, easy dishes, or dishes that everyone agrees on.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells good. You smell that peanut straight away.
Smells fantastic.
Right, let's get barbecue. This is the baby version of the barbecue. We have a triple-sized one. We've got my Japanese conro, we've got it lit. We've got a mix of lumpwood charcoal and some Japanese bichutan, which is going to give the heat and smokiness, because we're going to cook some satay on there. And honestly, it's one of my favourite little tools to use, because look at the size of it, it's so dinky, like me. I love that we've got all this really, really cool camera gear, and you're using a freaking iPhone.
Oh, it looks amazing. See how good that looks.
Huh?
It's 4K.
I'll remember that next time he asks for another camera or another lens. Rightio. So I don't know if you come across this, Andy, but this is a hairdryer.
No.
So So I'm using the hairdryer because it's just going to keep. It basically really powers the barbecue, so it captures that on.
You look nervous, Chef.
Huh?
You look nervous. There you go.
There we go. So when we were at La Palsat, they have basically like troughs for the barbecues instead of like much bigger versions of this, and they have a fan, a stand fan, blowing into it. And honestly, it's like a rocket going. They must go through so much fuel, but it's just so cool because they seem to have no fear, like me, of this barbecue. And I got this very cool contraption made.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
And then you can, because it's a real pain to, when you cook something, you can then rest it.
Yeah.
And let that come up to temp a little, and then we'll cook your satay.
Yum.
Right, it's time to cook the satay at last. So this has come up to temperature. I tell you, it's always nerve-wracking cooking for another chef. 'Cause you know, like, they're proper, like, looking at what you're doing. Oh.
You know what you're doing, Chef. You don't need my approval.
I don't know, you say that after I just blew hot ash all over myself. But I remember, though, I did a pop-up with Jason Atherton.
Yeah.
And I was in charge of this, like, we were doing the charity dinner, and I was in charge of the main course. And so I brought my little barbecue with me, so I could do a few bits and bobs on there. Yeah, for some reason, the stove during that evening cut out. The electric went out. So luckily, I was cooking for 100 people on this tiny little... I have a picture of me, I think I'll probably insert it here, of me cooking on this little stove like this. For like, the pressure was on. And he was coming, like, checking in, "You all right, Chef?" I'm like, I'm not freaking okay. I'm just taking care to not let the sticks burn, so I'm putting on the edge here. So that's a real pain during service when they burn off.
Well, we've got an amazing outdoor barbecue studio you can use whenever you want. So
I'm going to take you up on that. I'm going to come down. It's a sunshine case.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm going to come down.
Yeah, it's not far from Brizzy.
No.
You know, it's only an hour.
We'll be there.
25 degrees in winter.
So you've got a Gosney, right?
Got a Gosney. We've actually got two Gosneys. Now I'm just showing off. A big offset smoker, and then a big proper Perilla grill with double height one. And
Oh my gosh.
It's big in Australia, but then we also travelled to Texas last year and tried a different. We were barbecued out by the end of that trip because
You're like, no more smoke.
literally no
doing
more.
it for a video. So there was one day we did
Three barbecue spots. Yeah.
Which was your favourite? Because I am making a beeline.
Yeah, KG barbecue. That's my favourite.
The Egyptian one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
Kareem, his name is. He was like a banker in Cairo. Like just visited Austin and fell in love with barbecue. Gave his job up and went and started his food truck. And it's incredible because it's like my gripe with American barbecue is the sides usually suck.
So heavy.
They're so heavy. And he does like, he's like for 2 salads of pomegranate
Oh my
and
God,
like
that sounds
yeah, like
amazing.
super acidic kind of stuff, and it
Yeah.
works so much better.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds
And he does like a lot of
salad.
lamb. I love lamb, so yeah,
Yeah.
you don't see it much there. So.
Yeah, really fresh, citrusy Egyptian drinks with it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice. Franklin's are very good too. Yeah, Franklin's is like the barbecue mecca, I guess.
Yes.
The turkey was the one
turkey was
thing
good
that
there.
really shocked us over there.
At Franklin's.
Yeah.
I love the turkey.
Right. Definitely going to have to make a beeline for those.
Yeah,
We recently were in LA and we went to Adam Perry Lang's pop-up.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That honestly
That
was some of the
place.
best lamb I have
yeah.
ever tasted. I think I winced. I was just like,
Yeah.
Steele's like, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm having a real moment.
That and the salmon that
Yeah, he did a salmon when we were there. It was pretty incredible. Yeah. And we ordered all his food, and then he walks out with a whole tomahawk. I'm like, bro, I can't eat that. It's 2 of us here. Like,
I wish there was more barbecue restaurants in
Yeah.
London. Yeah, there's a good one called Smokestack I recommend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Dave, he's had that place for a while. It's like you go in, you can't leave without smelling like barbecue.
yeah.
Of course. So I've been roasting this peanut sauce, so it'll really cook out that Glengale garlic, lemongrass, and really infused with those peanuts. And then you add a little bit of coconut milk in there. Let's see if it's hit spice level for you.
So,
Oh, that's good. That's not spicy.
Good.
yeah, that's fine.
Great. Now, make sure these are cooked through because I don't want to food poison. I do cooks on this trip to London. That would be dire.
Get onto Yelp straight away. I got food poisoning.
I got a little secret ingredient that's just, I think, it's gonna. They taste fantastic. They're very like char, smoky. Just there's a little something. It's missing a little something. This is my This is not traditional.
No.
This is where I go. I'm not authentic.
Yeah.
But this is curry sauce. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
have a lot of chicken carcasses at Mei Mei. And I don't want them to go to waste, so we roast them until they're like super bronze. And then we stew it with some sake, mirin, and soy sauce and black pepper. And I just think it gives a nice sweetness and meatiness to the satay, which just pairs really well. So Singaporeans, please don't come. I don't traditionally do this. This is like not what I normally have. This is more something you'd have with a yakitori. But I just think it marriages really well. And that's what I love about when you're the chef in your own kitchen and doing a little bit of fusion cooking. I just love it. I'll do some without so you can see.
Taste the difference, yeah.
Taste the difference. All right, I'm going to finish it off with some complimentary cucumber for greens because trying to encourage everyone to eat their greens. But you'd also have it with a rice cake or red onion, just delicious.
Cool.
Some chicken satay.
Thank you.
Great.
All right, guys, let me know what you think.
All
Be
right.
brutally honest.
Okay.
But not too brutal, please.
Be brutally honest, but not too brutal. Okay. Yummy.
Great.
It's like super flavourful. That smoke comes through really well. Even the galangal, you can kind of taste all those individual flavours at the start.
And I like, what was the thing you put on top of it?
Taro.
Taro.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Kind of just gives it like a little sweetness, but not traditional. It's just my take on it.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
on you.
peanut sauce is beautiful. Actually, the perfect amount of spice.
Yeah, great.
For me.
I like the texture of it too. It's not like super smooth.
It's not super smooth. I like to have a lot of peanut flavour through it in there. Some of them can be quite gravy-like, really, really wet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or really, really sweet. It depends on, where you go, but this is kind of like a mix mash of like all the things I like. So lots of those fresh ingredients. And you've got to make it fresh. It can't hold very well.
No.
And then you add a little bit like coconut at the end, just
Right,
to
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
smooth it out.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Absolutely approved. Delicious.
Well, there we go. Andy Cook's approved. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure cooking for you both. I hope you've enjoyed being cooked for this time.
Yeah, it was incredible. Thank you so much.
It's amazing.
Been incredible guests. It's been so great. And thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to take a much needed break. I'm going to hop onto a plane to Singapore.
That's exciting.
Amazing.
And I'm going to be eating my way through back home, and I can't wait. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you again next week. Chefs, we need to clean up.
Yeah, chefs, clean up.
Come on, Andy, apron on.
Well, it must be nice having people clean up for you.
That's why you become a restaurant owner. Apart from the downside. Or...
Yeah.
Apart from the financial burden, you know.
You're the one that's eating around town, and there's me like, I got to do my P&L, payroll. But yeah, thank you so much, guys.
No worries.
Thank you.